Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the eerie and unsettling world of boardwalk horror stories. These aren't the kind of spooky tales you swap around a campfire. These are true accounts that will send shivers down your spine. We're talking about the shadowy corners of amusement parks, the creaking rides and the echoing laughter that seems to linger just a little too long. So, grab a seat and prepare yourself for 4 creepy true boardwalk horror stories. Picture this, a desolate beach, the wind whipping sand across the cracked asphalt of a long-abandoned boardwalk. The rusting hulk of a Ferris wheel rises against the stormy sky, its empty carriages swaying slightly in the breeze, a skeletal reminder of happier times. This isn't just some horror movie set, this is a place where joy went to die, a place haunted by more than just memories. This is where the story of the ghost of the abandoned Ferris wheel begins. It started with whispers, local legends passed down through generations. People told of strange lights emanating from the Ferris wheel at night, a spectral glow that pulsed faintly in the darkness. Then there were the sounds, metallic groans and the mournful creaking of the wheel, as if it were struggling to turn, driven by an unseen force. One night, a group of teenagers, emboldened by a dare, decided to explore the abandoned Ferris wheel. They snuck past the rusted gates, their laughter echoing in the stillness, their flashlights dancing across the dilapidated structures. They approached the Ferris wheel, its shadow looming large in the moonlight. One boy, Greg, decided to climb onto the platform, ignoring the warnings of his friends. As he reached the top, the others watched from below, their laughter dying down as a sense of unease settled over them. Suddenly the Ferris wheel lurched, the rusty gears groaned, and the wheel began to turn, slowly at first, then gaining momentum with each rotation. Our next story takes us to the heart of a bustling boardwalk, a place teeming with life, laughter, and the scent of cotton candy and popcorn. Thousands of people throng the wooden planks, their voices mingling with the joyous screams from the rides, the rhythmic thump of music pumping from the arcade. But beneath this veneer of excitement, a darkness lurks, a mystery that unfolds in the blink of an eye, leaving behind a chilling question. What happened to the disappearing man? It was a sweltering summer day, the sun beating down on the throngs of people enjoying their day at the boardwalk. Among them was a young couple, newly engaged, their faces flushed with happiness, their fingers intertwined as they strolled along the boardwalk. They stopped at a booth, its shelves overflowing with colorful trinkets and souvenirs. The girl, her eyes sparkling with delight, picked up a small hand-painted carousel horse, its chipped paint and faded glory whispering of a bygone era. As she admired the trinket, her fiancé turned to the vendor, a burly man with a weathered face and a gruff demeanor. He pulled out his wallet to pay, his eyes scanning the crowd for a moment, searching for pickpockets in the bustling throng. When he looked back at the vendor, his blood ran cold. The vendor was gone. He blinked, his mind struggling to grasp the impossible. 1 minute the vendor was there, a hulking figure behind the counter, the next he was gone, vanished into thin air. He spun around, his eyes frantically searching the faces in the crowd, looking for any sign of the vendor. The crowd continued to move, oblivious to the sudden disappearance. Panic began to set in as he realized the vendor had truly vanished without a trace. He called out, hoping someone had seen where the man went, but his voice was lost in the sea of noise. The girl, still holding the trinket, turned to him with a puzzled look, unaware of the unfolding mystery. The boardwalk, once a place of joy, now felt eerie and unsettling. Chapter 3. The Haunted Carousel. Carousels, with their whimsical music and brightly painted horses, are often seen as symbols of joy and innocence, a place where childhood dreams take flight. The gentle up-and-down motion, the cheerful tunes, and the vibrant colors all contribute to an atmosphere of pure delight. But on a desolate pier, shrouded in mist and shadowed by the skeletal remains of a long-forgotten amusement park, stood a carousel with a dark secret, a carousel that was anything but innocent. The air around it seemed to whisper tales of sorrow and despair, a stark contrast to the joy it once brought. This was the haunted carousel, a place where laughter turned to screams, and the painted smiles of the horses seemed to mock the terror of those who dared to ride. The once cheerful melodies now sounded like eerie, haunting tunes that sent shivers down the spine. The carousel itself was a relic of a bygone era, its once vibrant paint faded and peeling, its golden accents tarnished with age. The wooden platform creaked under the weight of time, and the mirrors that once reflected joyous faces were now cracked and clouded. The horses, frozen in their perpetual gallop, had a vacant, almost sinister look in their glassy eyes. Their once majestic manes were now tangled and matted, and their saddles, once polished to a shine, were now worn and tattered. Locals told tales of a fire that had ravaged the amusement park decades earlier, claiming the lives of several people, including a young girl who had been riding the carousel when the flames engulfed the structure. The charred remains of the park stood as a grim reminder of that fateful night. They said her spirit, unable to find peace, became tethered to the carousel, forever trapped in a cycle of laughter and terror. Her presence was felt by those who dared to come close, a cold, eerie sensation that sent chills down their spines. Those brave enough to venture near the carousel at night spoke of disembodied giggles echoing through the stillness, the haunting melody of a music box playing on the wind. The air would grow cold and shadows seemed to dance around the carousel, as if the past was trying to reach out to the present. One foggy evening, a group of teenagers, their laughter echoing in the stillness, decided to explore the abandoned amusement park. They were drawn by the thrill of the unknown, the allure of the forbidden. They had heard the stories, of course, but dismissed them as mere folklore, nothing more than spooky tales meant to frighten children. They joked and teased each other, trying to mask their own unease with bravado. They approached the carousel, its silhouette looming large in the mist, its horses appearing as ghostly figures in the fading light. The closer they got, the more the air seemed to thicken with an unspoken dread. One girl, Emily, felt a chill run down her spine as she stared at the carousel. She couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, that the carousel itself was alive and aware of their presence. There was something unsettling about it, a sense of sadness and malice that permeated the very air around it. The once joyful ride now stood as a monument to lost souls and forgotten dreams, a place where the past refused to let go. Chapter 4. The Mysterious Figure Under the Boardwalk. Our final tale takes us beneath the glittering lights and vibrant energy of the boardwalk, to the shadowy underbelly, a labyrinth of support beams and sand where the air hangs heavy with the smell of salt and decay. It's a place often overlooked, where the echoes of footsteps above seem distant and the world feels eerily detached. This is where our story unfolds, in the damp darkness beneath the bustling crowds, where a chilling encounter with the mysterious figure under the boardwalk leaves a group of friends forever scarred. The shadows seem to move with a life of their own, and every creak of the wooden planks above sends shivers down their spines. The group, 4 friends on a summer vacation, decided to explore the boardwalk after dark, drawn by the allure of the forbidden and the thrill of the unknown. They had heard rumors of strange happenings beneath the boardwalk, tales that both intrigued and frightened them. The air was thick with humidity, the rhythmic crash of waves providing a constant backdrop to the sounds of laughter and distant music from above. The night was alive with the scent of the ocean, mingling with the aroma of fried food and the occasional waft of cotton candy. They ventured beneath the boardwalk, their flashlights cutting through the darkness, illuminating the maze of wooden beams and concrete pillars that supported the structure above. Each step they took was cautious, the sand crunching softly underfoot, their breaths held in anticipation. The air grew noticeably colder as they descended deeper into the shadows, the sounds of revelry above fading into a muffled drone. The deeper they went, the more the world above seemed to disappear, replaced by an unsettling silence. They joked nervously, their laughter echoing strangely in the confined space, trying to ignore the growing sense of unease that settled over them. The darkness seemed to press in from all sides, and every shadow seemed to hide a secret. As they rounded a corner, their flashlights illuminated a figure huddled at the base of a support beam. The sight was unexpected, and they froze, their hearts pounding in their chests. It was a man, his clothes ragged and dirty, his long hair matted and unkempt. He looked like he had been living there for some time, a ghostly presence in the shadows. He sat hunched over, his back to them, his body swaying slightly, as if rocking back and forth to a silent rhythm. The sight was both pitiful and terrifying, a stark reminder of the hidden lives that exist in the margins. One of the friends, Mark, a sturdy young man with a confident demeanour, stepped forward. His friends watched with bated breath, unsure of what would happen next. "Hey, mister, are you all right?" he called out, his voice echoing in the cavernous space. The figure didn't respond. The silence was deafening, and the tension in the air was palpable. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these creepy boardwalk horror stories, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more spine-chilling content. There's a certain unsettling charm to boardwalks after dark, a sense of hidden histories and whispered secrets that lingers in the air long after the crowds have dispersed. Remember, sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that are true.